Hey everybody, it's Jasmine Love from Rhythm and Praise and Enjoying Your Faith Ministries. Welcome to the Jasmine Love Podcast. So God has given you a new venture, a new vision, or an idea that finally gives you the opportunity to serve the kingdom in a way that aligns with your passion. But you've done your research, you start strategizing, you start comparing yourselves to other people who may be doing something similar, and you realize that this is going to require a whole lot more than you initially thought. It's okay. God-given visions are always big visions. They're beautiful visions, but they can be a little bit tedious to get there. We take risk on foolish things all the times, bad relationships, bad jobs, bad investments. Why can't we take a big risk on a God-given vision? I'm Jasmine Love from Rhythm and Praise Radio and Enjoy Your Faith Ministries. This is part 3 of Investment, the Cost of Your Calling. Now, we've already gotten you to the step, okay? We've talked about why you should take this step. We have talked about the spiritual side that will keep you grounded while you're in the midst of a leap of faith. But I just wanted to quickly go over a few marketing, branding things that may help you. And not even just marketing, branding, just some strategies that can help ease your mind. Because for some of us, we are visionaries. We love God. We are spiritual beings. But when it comes to all this other stuff, it may not be our area. I've been blessed to have worked in media for almost 10 years now. Different aspects of media, radio mostly, digital marketing, TV, print. I've done a lot of different things. Even work with advertising. And so, not that I'm an expert by far, but I felt like there were some little things I may be able to share with you that can help you during your first steps of your venture. Do everything with balance. Do everything by prioritizing day by day. That's something that a spiritual sister poured into me one day, because it can be a lot. And depending on where you are, what season you're in your life, you may not be able to give this your full-time attention. But that does not mean it has to go lacking. It's all about balancing. Now, for those who are early in the process, just say yes and start researching. It takes nothing to research. Follow people online on social media who are successful in the area that you're trying to pursue, or even people who just inspire you. Don't look at this stuff to compare yourself. I'm not saying that, but you can see what's working and what's effective, especially if it's somebody that inspires you. It wouldn't even hurt to reach out to them for a one-on-one talk, Just let them know where you are, what you're trying to do. Some people would love to pour into you. Some people are going to hit you with a masterclass that you're going to have to subscribe to. Look, to each his own. But saying that, there are free classes and webinars. You don't always have to buy the sell at the end of these masterclasses. There are, sometimes they do this free introductory class where you can learn a lot to just get yourself going. Now, if the investment is good enough and you feel pulled and you've done your research to see other reviews, hey, why not invest in the class so that you can learn what you need to learn? But don't do it until you are sure and have done the research. And a lot of times they say, oh, you have to do this now because the offer is only good for this class, but then you get an email the next day saying the offer is extended. So don't feel pressured to make a spare of the moment decision. Definitely pray about every decision you're about to make, any investment you're about to make, because there are times where we may feel that this is important, but God may be pulling us in a total different direction, okay? Don't waste time on things that don't align with God's purpose. And even following trends, you want to follow the trends, you want to stay up to date, you want to look cool, fly, but at the same time, that may not be what's in the plan. Like I said in the last set, I often get sidetracked looking at numbers and stats and analytics. And of course, you want to grow and you want to find ways to grow, but God's way of doing it is always better. Another free investment would be to subscribe to podcasts and YouTube channels. There are YouTube videos about anything, okay? anything that you want to do. Start watching those videos, listening to them on your way to work. Just play them in the background while you're getting ready for work or whatever you're doing throughout your day. The same thing with podcasts. These are things that you can just learn from other people who have done this before, who have failed at it, and can inspire you to do it the right way. I've found some helpful in, debating, should I create a nonprofit organization or a business? What's the difference? Opening a business account, getting business credit, things like that. These are some things that later down the line, as you continue to grow, depending on what your God vision is, that you may need to know in order to be right with Uncle Sam. And so you don't want to be ignorant. There's too much free information out there. And this part that I'm about to go into is with the digital marketing and how you present a thing. Just because you a ministry, you ain't getting a pass of looking slack no more. Nah, you are seeing ministries with top-notch class presentations, whether that's webinars, whether that's just their social media marketing. If it's a YouTube video, their Facebook Live, it's like, everything is of a quality now, and there's an expectation of people to see quality no matter what it is. You ain't getting no pass just because you're a church. People want quality, and it's too easy to get quality. So look into that to see how you can get the proper lighting, the proper microphones, the proper cameras, the proper backdrops, to have nice graphics that don't look like you designed it yourself in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. Yeah, like you have to have a good presentation, and you want it to be A1, especially when you're representing the kingdom. I would say learn how to do social marketing advertising. Again, Facebook itself has FAQs that can help you. They're easy to do. They're great ways to target new people, and even target specific regions, specific demographic or specific ages, races, areas, whatever, people who like this interest, what. You can target them with your advertising using Instagram and Facebook in a very easy way. You can even, depending on how big you're starting out as, you can reach a lot of people, thousands of people, with only a $5 to $10 ad. But with doing that, you have to make sure that what you're using, that advertisement, whether that's a video or a graphic, it needs to look good. So Canva is something that's helpful with if you're not a graphic designer. They have a lot of dope templates that you can use. I think it's very great to be consistent with something. So whether that's with your coloring, whether that's with the font that you're using, the style of photography that you're using, something has to be consistent there. Whether that's making sure your logo is in the corner of every post that you make, whatever it is, you have to find that thing that's going to put a stamp, I guess, on your social presence. I love to go onto an Instagram page and see things look consistent. You have to make sure your presence speaks volumes, because you can't represent your company. You can't say anything just yet. If it's a brand new prospect or a brand new viewer, only thing they're seeing is what's on your Instagram page or what's on your Facebook page. So also making sure that information is up to date and easy to navigate. I should not have to go through 5 different steps to get to your website. And if there are multiple things that you're advertising, look into using Linktree. You put that into your Instagram page and it will allow like multiple links to pop up in one, but they're, easy to navigate through. Linktree is one. Bitly, I think that's what it's called, Bitly or whatever, for your Facebook posts. Nobody wants to go through this long URL. Use a Bitly link. The good thing with Bitly also is you can also, I think that's what it's called, y'all, but you can also track who is clicking on this, how many people clicked on it, where did it come from? Did it come from Facebook? Did it come from email campaign? Did it come from SMS messaging, whatever? So Bitly is also good to use for linking. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm going off the top of the head, so this information may be coming a lot at one time, but listen back if you need to, because I promise you, if you're in your first steps, it'll be very helpful. Now, for those of you who are like me at this point in my life, I hardly want anything to do with social media, but it is primarily the driving force for my ministry. So that you don't have to be on there all day, every day, there is an app, and God, was Planoly. Planoly or something like that. Take a day out of the week and schedule your post out. Ooh, it's the most beautiful thing. You can put the post there, the video there. You put all of that in there. Now, it does not post it for you. The version I have anyway does not post it for you, but what it will do is notify you when it's time for the post, because you put what time, what day you want it to post. It will send you a push notification. You click on that. It will take you right to it with all the information filled in, and boom, hit post and go about your day. Come back and check it later. So that way you're not drained into social media every day trying to get your post out there. It also is good with making sure the placing of your IG post looks good. With those posts though, don't get caught up in quantity. Quality over quantity in anything that you do. You want to make sure that you're being real and that you're being relevant. The best thing that you can do with your messaging is to help people understand what gap your God vision fills in their lives. You just have to incorporate it into people's lifestyles. People are so involved in their lifestyles and the way things are going. How can you help enhance their lifestyle? So work on your messaging. Work on what problem you solve for people. What's your tagline going to be? What's your hashtag going to be? What do you want your website to say? A lot of us may hold off on launching a website because we want to get the funds right. We want to get the photography correct. We want to get our layout right. We're waiting on a designer. But one thing you can start working on before all of that is the messaging. What do you want it to say? And make sure your brand and message is clear and concise. And also, one thing I did mention lightly earlier was about collecting emails and subscribers. Don't be bothering people with dumb emails, because they're going to unsubscribe, y'all. If you collect someone's email, you should hold that thing tight, like that's a close connect that you don't want to lose. It's a relationship you really value. Email them relevant stuff. When you do sales, or when you have a new blog, or when there's something new and fresh developing, those are the people who are going to know first, that you want to know first. They become like your low-hanging fruit. I look at them as your tribe, people who are really interested in being connected to you, and you can't disrespect that. It's one thing to, get that email address, but to keep it, I would say be very strategic with the amount of times that you're emailing them. And make sure when you email them is something relevant. MailChimp is a source that I've used for email campaigns. You can create subcategories within certain lists. So you may have a massive list of 300 people, but for this particular campaign, it may only be relevant to women. So you may have 300 male and females, but you may only want to target 100 of your female followers. So they can help you with segmenting different lists out so that you can make sure what you're sending out is always relevant to the people that's opening it. You can also see how many people clicked what and all kinds of stuff. Again, there are a lot of different things you can do, but you should definitely be strategic in how you approach every part of your marketing and your presentation. It may seem overwhelming, but take it one step at a time. Again, like I said, I've been in media for a long time, and so certain things I've been able to develop over the years. Don't feel like you have to learn this all overnight. And if it's to the point where this ain't something you want to worry about, it's okay to look into hiring somebody to handle it for you. So yes, here is investment, the cost of your calling. That's more the practical side. You got your spiritual side. I feel like you have everything you need to be successful in this thing, as long as you keep God first. I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. And if there's anything I can do to help you along the way, definitely hit your girl up. Love and blessings, and I hope to talk with you all soon.